Good morning. My name is Kim Chappell, and I'm a member of the Worship Associates team here. And it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this progressive spiritual community where we come together to nourish the spirit, connect in love, and live for justice. At UUCL, as we like to refer to ourselves, love is our only doctrine, and service and justice are our most favorite, most sacred prayers. So we pray by striving to live lives in words and deeds that affirm that Black lives matter. And our doctrine of love has moved us to affirm for decades that love is divine and love is what makes a family. In this congregation, we celebrate the many ways that people can nourish the spirit. We welcome you with all of your beliefs, doubts, questions, and curiosities. You are welcome to journey and grow with us as we seek to live lives filled with love. We offer a warm welcome to anyone new here. Thank you for taking the brave step of checking us out. There are many ways to get involved here, and we encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter to find out more. I now invite us all into sacred space as Reverend Israel lights our chalice. May the heat of the fire within remind us to bring warmth and passion to all that we do. May its flickering remind us to move and to dance and to rise up with wild abandon like the flames. For we know that one day all embers must turn to ashes. In the meantime, may we shine brightly and live fully, knowing that all fires leave a mark in our midst.
Thank you, Kim. We are here to explore what it means to live a life of wild abandon like the flames. To explore what it means to live a life that leaves a mark in our world. We are here this morning, gathered as a community of intention, to explore what it means to live a life of purpose. Purpose even in a world that is filled with chaos, filled with confusion, filled with so much pain and suffering and joy. We are here to find our purpose and make meaning out of all that life brings. There's a much beloved joke amongst Unitarian Universalists that says that trying to coordinate UUs, as we like to call ourselves, is like herding cats. Well, I'm actually finding that metaphor somewhat appropriate this morning for my thoughts. But I'll preface that by saying that I love cats. I always have. And what it really means to me is that we find that purpose amidst the chaos. And it is in the herding of the chaos together that we come to arrive at a place where we discover something beautiful and meaningful in this world. It is almost like we have a radio that we are trying to tune in with the static, and we're all sitting there around the radio listening together, listening to when we finally get that dial tuned in and everything suddenly becomes clear, at least for a moment. So, I call you together we are gathered here in this space. Come and gather around our radio this morning, and we will try to pay attention for what the Spirit brings to us and what we can discover together. Let us gather our spirits together as we listen to this opening song.
Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, our trials in this life appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Winter to spring, and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
So I invite you to take a moment now, with all that you carry, to be present with us this morning in the spirit of mindfulness and intentionality that some call prayer, others call meditation. And this morning I call simply being present to life. Take a moment to breathe. Feel your breath. and let the in and out flow of oxygen remind you that no matter how long or short your life may be, that you are alive today. Where you are given this opportunity to live and dream dreams for our world, and to love one another, and love this precious gift of consciousness. That although you are but a speck of dust in the universe, like I have said once before, that you are living inside of an explosion. That is our universe. You are the explosion becoming conscious of itself. You are the universe becoming conscious of itself, even if it is only for an instant. This life is a precious gift. Savor it and share it with others. Can you join me in a moment in thinking about a time when you sat in awe and wonder at a beautiful sunset? Looking out over the sky and marveling at the beautiful palette of colors in the sky. Can you think about how that moment made you feel? Were you filled with wonder and awe? Were you filled with a sense of inspiration for how much beauty there could be in the world? Or were you filled with a sense of passion to go out and paint a life that is just as beautiful as that sunset? Maybe when you were there looking at that sunset, you were with someone you love. Or maybe you were alone. Or maybe you were out walking a dog. And you thought about all the people that you would like to share that moment with. Or maybe you're not a sunset person. And maybe you'd rather think about a moment when you sat maybe on a camping trip, lying down on the ground in the middle of the woods, far away from the city, staring up at the sky in the middle of the night, where the amount of stars that you could see in that sky was overwhelming. Beautiful, but overwhelming. And how did that make you feel? Did you feel a sense of awe and wonder for the enormity of the universe? Or maybe you actually felt afraid. Or maybe you felt insignificant, as if you were just a speck of dust compared to what is out there. So I've had both of those experiences many times and all the complexities around them. And there is a famous Polish rabbi whose name was Simcha Bunim, and he was a Polish rabbi. And he said that each person should carry in their pockets at any given time 2 pieces of paper. And on one piece of paper, you would write, "You are but a speck of dust and ashes in the universe." And on the other one, you would write, "But the world is made for you. You are but a speck of dust on a cosmic scale in this incredibly large universe. And yes, the world is made for you." And it is the interplay of those two ideas that I want us to think about today. Our insignificance and our amazing gift of consciousness that we have in this world. So think about that. On the cosmic scale, yes, we are insignificant and tiny specks of dust. And like I said, the world, you are living inside an explosion. That is all you really are on a cosmic scale. You are a speck of dust that exploded from a star. And all of the ways that we are moving around in this world are just the ways that the explosion is swirling around, and your consciousness is just a momentary awakening of that explosion. Yet that is the amazing part, is that your consciousness is that explosion waking up and becoming aware of itself. Even if the 80 some odd years that you are awake are nothing compared to the billions of years that the explosion has been going on. But this gift of consciousness is the key to how we find meaning and purpose and develop a sense of mission for ourselves in this world. It is our agency. It is how we have a sense of being able to have an effect on this world. So let me put it another way. You can look up at the sunset or the stars and you can see no meaning. You can say that the universe is indifferent to me. I don't believe that anything happens for a reason. Yet I want to say that when you stop to think about what that means, I find that a sense of meaninglessness is actually troubled by our consciousness. And more importantly, is actually troubled by our conscience. The universe itself, creation, the explosion may be indifferent to the pain and suffering and joy that you experience in your life. Yet consciousness tells us that pain and suffering and joy and complexity matter because you and others are here to experience those things and not just experience them in some esoteric way. You are a body with live consciousness that is experiencing these things. And there are other people out there in our world, in our community, in your home, in your family who are experiencing pain and suffering and happiness and boredom. And that matters because that is our experience of this life. And so it is the thing that moves us to care about that. To care that someone out there is fearing for their life and their safety or their health. To care that there is injustice in our world. To care that there is inequity in our world. To care. That is how we make meaning. So in this sense, I say it is really true that our consciousness leads us to live lives of purpose. It is like they lead us to stand up to the universe and say, I do not care if I am irrelevant to you. I do not care if I am just a speck of dust. I will go out. I will go out and I will meet the pain and suffering in the world and in myself and in those I care about, and I will do something about it because it matters. I will make sense of all of this stuff in the world. My life will be a protest against you in different universe. And I will be joyful. And I will look at that beautiful sunset and not just see the bending of light and the diffusion of light through molecules in the air. I will see possibility for everything beautiful that can be painted with the palette of being in this world. And I will make meaning of my life. And so another way that I want us to think about this is that chaos, like I said, herding cats before, what we are doing sometimes, what it feels like we are doing in Unitarian Universalist congregations, is great practice for making meaning in a complex world. I have one sort of more insight that I want us to ponder just for a moment. Every breath you take, where you breathe in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide, is mirrored in some way by plants that breathe in your carbon dioxide, in a sense, and expel, give out oxygen as part of how their cells create energy. Now, the part of a cell that is responsible for that photosynthesis is called the chloroplast. And chloroplasts are actually evolved from these things called cyanobacteria that were present at the beginning of when life appeared on Earth. And they evolved in a symbiotic way to become a part of plant cells. And there are, I don't even know how many in the world, but billions, trillions, more than we can comprehend in the world. And chloroplasts have extremely short lifespans. It can be measured in days rather than years or even weeks or months. And they were actually responsible for how the ozone layer formed on the Earth because of their process of turning carbon dioxide into oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. But the point I want you to remember is that there are tons of them on the planet, tons. And without them, there would be no you. There would be no way to sustain mammalian life, to sustain the life of animals, because plants are what feeds, our food chain, are what feeds you. You could not exist without chloroplasts. They make all life possible, at least animal life. And yet a chloroplast that lives in a matter of days may have no consciousness of this. It may just see its life as being there and then gone. And the world doesn't really change in its lifetime. And you may feel that way about your own life sometimes. But just like a chloroplast, I ask you to pull back and to think about maybe your life has a purpose in some grander scheme, in some greater way by your actions, that you could make life and beauty and many things possible, even if it's in a way that you can't fully understand because of your limitations as a human on this grand scale of life. And so this is a way, I think, of taking confusion or fear of what it means to live a short life and turning it into something that is hopeful, purposeful, perhaps even. This is what our spiritual tradition, our spiritual community can do. It can help to give us a perspective that we are a part of something greater than ourselves. Even if we can't fully understand it, but we can sit with it. And we can use it to say that my consciousness does matter. I may be a speck of dust, but I am a speck of dust with consciousness and with a conscience. And I know that there is too much pain in this world to be indifferent. There is too much pain to not want to go out and heal the world. That there is too much potential in this world to not want to go out and savor it. And I am but a small part of the world, but I am deeply connected to it. And so that leads us to our topic for today, which is mission, purpose. if I were to ask Kim right now, Kim might tell me that the word mission comes from the Latin mittere, which means to send. To send. To go out into the world against all odds and to care. Mission is the thing that sends us out into the world. It is the thing that makes us want to go out and engage in the world. And so here we create a space for you to come in and to nourish your spirit, to sit with awe and wonder about all of the mystery of life, and do it with others, and to find a greater sense of love and connection here. To be connected pieces of dust. And as you are held in love, to then want to go out and to live a life that seeks to make the world better. This is our mission. To live, to dream, and to love. Here at UUCL, as we like to call ourselves, we are striving to do this together. And our mission, as we propose it, that we will talk about after the service, is to call you in. We say, come, nourish the spirit, connect in love, and live for justice. 3 parts, all that contain each other, all that help you to go out. And so I hope you will explore that with us. Ponder it now as you listen to this music.
in a moment, we are going to share a guided imagery together, a spiritual practice of, as our month has, imagining together. And Reverend Israel and I are going to weave a journey, and you, as the person on that journey, are going to fill in the colors, the shapes, the sounds, the feelings from your own imagination, drawing you deeper into a place of insight and feeling. These words that we are about to share are meant to help you spend time with your own imagination. The insight comes from you. And there's one rule with guided imagery, which is to let your imagination wander. Don't worry too much about what image to pick, what place might be right. Just go with the first ones that come into your mind. So let's get our bodies ready for a journey. I invite you to look to a distant spot beyond your computer, or maybe to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths.
Now begin with an awareness. Excuse me. Begin with an awareness of your own body in this moment. What you are experiencing. Warmth, comfort, hold, anxiety. Become aware of your own energy and all of the things that are coming into you, into your consciousness right now, demanding of your attention. There is so much that can wear on our spirits and on our minds and on our bodies in life. Just take a moment to experience that and to let it be within you. Let it be within yourself. Become aware of all that you are carrying. And all that makes you light. And when you're ready, imagine that you are going out on a journey, traveling down a path. And notice everything on that path. Maybe there are some stones that you are walking on, or dirt, grass, or pavement. Maybe there are trees around you, or buildings, people. And just notice yourself traveling along that path.
And after you've been journeying for a little bit, carrying what you're carrying within you, traveling that path, you notice a little place, just a little ways off, where you might be able to pause. Maybe it's by some water or a tree. Maybe there's comfy cushions there. Something catches your attention. You can tell that it is a place that, if you choose to spend time there, it will help you nourish your spirit. And so, carrying all that you are carrying and feeling, you step off the path, move off the path, and into this special place. Look around. What does it look like? Here you can take a moment to rest. You can squish your feet into the earth or breathe in the air. You breathe in and feel it nourishing your spirit.
And just spend some time there. Spend some time knowing that perhaps there is something in this place that will help you feel connected to it. Or perhaps there are some people in this place that will help you to feel a sense of connection and love. And perhaps there are some people coming now to join you in this spot. And they're preparing perhaps for a feast, or maybe just to have some conversation, or just to sit with you because you don't feel like talking today. Picture these people gathering, connecting in love. And how does that feel? What does that look like? What does the feast smell like? And what beautiful songs will you sing together?
You take another breath to savor what you're feeling, smelling. Your breath moves through your body. It fills your belly. It moves your shoulders to rise and fall. Around you are people, this special place. And you look over a ways and you see the path waiting for you to get back on it. Everything that you were carrying, you're still carrying. But it's not quite time to move back there yet. You let your breath move into your arms, your hands. Breathing in this special place, you feel your hands nourished, connected. You're ready to lift them up and do something with them, to make a gesture, to take an action. Don't think too much about it, but go with whatever you feel. What do your hands do? Let them hold that feeling, that movement for a moment. You're ready to go back on that path. You're ready to live. Live for justice, the things you can do with your hands. Hold that with you.
Hold that with you and prepare to go out into the world and to use the lessons to bring the love, to nourish others, and to make the world better for everyone you encounter. And when you're ready, come back to the path. Open your eyes and continue on your journey. We invite you now, during this final piece of music, to type in the chat something that you are carrying from this journey. from this place to this journey. Maybe it's a word. A word that you are feeling, or a phrase. Of what you bring with you as you go out. And after the song, we will have a benediction, and you will get to see your words in a visual representation.
We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share happen with a sense life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power, some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
All right, there it is. Those are your commitments, your truths, what you bring out as you go out into the world. The easy part is over. The part where we talk and think about them is over. Our worship is over for today. And now the part about living and doing and striving and working to make our world, to make these things true in our world begins. So go out and make them so.